We start off today's wrestling news and rumors video with a big update regarding the status of the rumors about the possibility of Stone Cold Steve Austin returning to WWE to wrestle another match in the near future, and unfortunately it certainly is not great news for Stone Cold's fans. As many of you are likely aware, over the past couple of years, there have been a few rumors going around that Vince McMahon was considering the idea of having Stone Cold Steve Austin return to in-ring competition in WWE for a couple of special matches, perhaps one last big WrestleMania match and a few appearances for the WWE's pay-per-view events in Saudi Arabia, where the Saudi government often requests big legends to wrestle on the shows, hence why Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H have all been brought to these events on different occasions. And at one point it had been revealed that Stone Cold Steve Austin was legitimately considering Vince's lucrative contract offer to return for a few more matches, with Stone Cold indicating that last year as well as in 2019, Steve felt like he was in the best shape of his life, and thought that it would be more than possible to return for a few special matches, much like Shawn Michaels did. However, Austin has kept to his word about being retired from wrestling, and despite multiple big money contract offers from Vince McMahon recently, Steve Austin has stayed retired and seems to be uninterested in the idea of returning in 2021. In a recent interview with Fox Sports, Stone Cold Steve Austin confirmed that he will never wrestle again, despite all the interest from WWE and Vince McMahon more specifically, with Austin stating that he feels he does not have anything left to prove in the business, and that it would not make much sense for him to return at this point in his life and potentially risk serious injury. With that said, some fans speculated that Stone Cold Steve Austin flat out saying that he won't return is just a work, and that Vince may actually be planning for Stone Cold Steve Austin to return sometime in 2021, perhaps for WrestleMania 37. But if Stone Cold is in fact telling the truth, fans have seen the last of the Rattlesnake compete in the squared circle, with Austin stating that he's still open to returning every so often in WWE and delivering a few stunners to a couple deserving superstars. Let us know if you think Stone Cold Steve Austin is making a good choice by fully committing to staying retired and not returning to wrestle another match, or do you think that Stone Cold Steve Austin could handle a few more matches and should consider taking Vince up on his offer to return? As most of you are well aware, the big dog Roman Reigns is arguably the biggest full-time superstar the WWE currently have on their roster, and with the responsibilities of being the franchise star of WWE comes quite a bit of backstage power and pull with the top executives including Vince McMahon, and apparently Roman Reigns recently used his backstage power to stop WWE from moving ahead with a storyline on SmackDown recently that Roman did not like too much. Roman Reigns is currently involved in a heated storyline and rivalry with the prize fighter Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship over on SmackDown, but there are new leaked reports that Roman Reigns flat out rejected an idea proposed by Vince for his rivalry against Kevin Owens that would have seen Damian Priest from NXT called up to the WWE main roster for SmackDown and become Kevin Owens' on-screen best friend to help Owens in his fight against Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. However, while Kevin Owens was reportedly not the biggest fan of the idea regarding Damian Priest moving up to SmackDown and getting put together with him, it was apparently Roman Reigns who completely rejected the idea by informing Vince that he did not want to have a program involving Damian Priest and that it wouldn't make much sense to add a random person to the main event mix. As a result, Damian's call up to SmackDown was cancelled because of Roman Reigns' input, and according to one of our sources, Damian Priest will now likely be joining the Raw brand instead towards the end of the month. By all accounts, 2021 seems like the most likely year that the cult of personality CM Punk will be making his long-awaited return to wrestling. But as of right now, if CM Punk does in fact return to wrestling this year, the real question or concern from fans is regarding what promotion CM Punk will be joining between WWE and AEW All Elite Wrestling. As we have mentioned in previous videos, there are some rumors going around that CM Punk could very well be a surprise entrant in the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble match. But at the same time, some speculation still points to CM Punk possibly joining Vince's rival promotion AEW instead of the WWE, with CM Punk himself mentioning before that he feels there is more worthwhile competition for him in AEW All Elite Wrestling. A new leaked backstage rumor has revealed that AEW have apparently not given up hope on signing CM Punk over Punk returning to WWE, and as of right now, Punk has still not officially agreed to any terms on a new WWE contract. so the cult of personality could still very much choose to join AEW instead if the money's right. AEW's Britt Baker recently responded to one of CM Punk's comments on Twitter by inviting CM Punk to come to her show in AEW called The Waiting Room, and perhaps CM Punk will in fact shock fans this year by joining AEW All Elite Wrestling instead of returning to WWE. New Japan Pro Wrestling star Jay White has revealed that he is leaving the company towards the end of January 2021, and apparently there is currently a lot of interest from WWE to sign Jay White to the company, along with many WWE superstars reportedly informing Vince McMahon that Jay White would be a great signing for WWE, not to mention that Triple H is not surprisingly very much interested in Jay coming over to the company. If the rumors of Jay White coming over to WWE are in fact true, while many would believe that Jay would start out in NXT, we have been informed that Jay White could immediately join the main roster, after being a surprise entrant in the 2021 Royal Rumble match. 2020 saw some big WWE wrestlers leave the company, including the likes of Rusev, Eric Rowan, EC3, along with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, among plenty more. And if new backstage rumors are true, some pretty big wrestlers will be leaving WWE this year in 2021. This new rumor states that the following wrestlers may end up leaving WWE in 2021, either because of getting released or leaving on their own for greener pastures, and this does include Shinsuke Nakamura, the monster among men Braun Strowman, Lars Sullivan, who has been completely removed from WWE TV and is reportedly set to be fired, Aleister Black, who is wanting to leave WWE ever since his wife Zelina Vega was fired, and Cesaro, who plans to leave WWE when his contract expires later this year. Now, as far as Shinsuke Nakamura goes, while he had fairly recently signed a new contract with WWE back in 2019, apparently it was just a 2-year deal, and that contract runs up this spring in 2021, with rumors indicating that Nakamura does not plan to re-sign, and will leave WWE when his contract expires. We now have our main story featured in this video, and it is regarding the new shocking rumors and speculation that The Rock will be making a surprise return to WWE at the 2021 Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and shockingly go on to win the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble match, with The Rock then facing off against his cousin the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 37 for the Universal Championship. According to a breaking new backstage rumor, Vince McMahon was apparently furious when the WWE's plans of Roman Reigns defending his Universal title against The Rock at WrestleMania this year were revealed, and widespread news well in advance. And there is a rumor going around right now that The Rock stating in interviews that he isn't returning to WWE this year was Vince McMahon's secret plan to make The Rock's inevitable return to WWE for the Roman Reigns match a big surprise for fans who had previously thought that the storyline was cancelled, because new reports reveal that Vince still plans for The Rock to face off against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 37 for the Universal Championship, and a 2021 Royal Rumble win for The Rock is apparently very much still a real possibility at this point.